Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Sanchita Sathe, and I'm Sanchita, and welcome to the 500 days vlog challenge. Today is the day 39th. So today it's a very special video because I want to share few of my personal experiences with you, and those who have come straight away after seeing the thumbnail of the video. So this video is definitely for you. So let's get started. I think there is hardly any person on this earth who can say that I haven't suffered heartbreak ever in my life. I think that's a very rare case, isn't it? I think at some point of our life, all of us, we suffer from heartbreak. And this is very common. Like other mental health issues, heartbreak is also something that causes us not only the mental pain but also physical pain. We suffer from internally as well as externally. And a severe heartbreak can cause us a lot of difference in you. It can change your habit, it can change your patterns, it can change your behavior as well. So it is very important and crucial to deal with the heartbreak in a proper way so that it doesn't give you any long-term effect in your future life. There are several videos over the internet where we can see the things or the points mentioned what you should be doing when you are suffering the heartbreak. What are the things that can give you the instant relief, or that can help you to move on from the problem or the situation. But this video is exactly about those things which you should not do when you are suffering heartbreak. The first point that I would like to mention here is not ignoring the situation. In most of the videos, people suggest, ignore the present situation, whatever is done, don't look back, don't think of it, just ignore the point or ignore the hurt. So this kind of suggestion or the advices you will get randomly from everyone, I guess. But the most important part of all this thing is, the more you ignore the situation or the more you ignore the fact, you become ignorant. But that's not the solution of the problem that you are facing right now. So rather than ignoring the point, one should accept what has happened, why it has happened, and how it is going to change my future. I think these are the things that one should analyze properly before moving on. Analyzing the facts and the problems of the situation where you are already hurting a lot might add a little bit more hurt to it. But trust me, in the long run, when you will be clear in your conscience what exactly has been the problem, that can give you the relief from the pain in the long term. So temporarily it might be hurtful, it might be hurting you a lot, but if you are clear about the situation, if you are clear from inside out, what was the cause behind the problem, how it exactly led to this final point of this heartbreak and all. So if you analyze it thoroughly, it is going to give you the proper scenario, and it is going to help you in your future building as well. Okay, so don't ignore the thing, rather accept the fact and accept and acknowledge the truth. It is going to help you in the long-term relationships that you are going to have in future. The second point is realizing the pain. Acknowledging the pain and understanding it and realizing the depth of it can give you the better results in your upcoming future. It might be more hurtful in the present time when you are already in pain if you go on understanding the pain. So definitely it is more, tragic. But trust me, if you understand and if you evaluate the pain, how much intense it is, how much it is making you suffer. So in the future, if you ever come across of any situation like this, so your mind will be more intuitive and it will give you more kind of warning in the next time. So you will be prevented from this kind of mistake in the future. So acknowledging the pain is only going to give you the positive effects in your long term. But yes, temporarily, if you go on ignoring the pain, what is going to be? The situation is going to be, it is going to come back to you from time to time, even if in your future relationship. So ignoring is not the solution, rather than accepting it is the solution. Because if you accept it now and if you make peace with it, it is not going to haunt you in your future run. Trust me, it happens. The more we ignore it, the more we run away from it. So what it does, it come back to us time to time in the future, and it can affect your future relationship as well. So don't ignore it, try to accept it and try to remember it rather. Number 3 is trying to learn from your own faults. In a relationship where two people are involved, so it must be the situation that both of them are guilty to some point, isn't it? Maybe the percentage can differ. Somebody can have the more contribution to the heartbreak, or somebody can have the less contribution. But when it is a relationship and when it is a heartbreak, so definitely two of the people have some amount of contribution towards it, right? So learning what fault was there from your own side is accepting your negative side too. So if you are able to accept what have been your faults in that heartbreak, so it helps you in the long run. Third point is learning from your own mistake. If in the relationship you have been the person who is responsible for most of the problems, then try to acknowledge the reasons behind it. What were the key elements that made you do the things that you have done out of maybe intuition or out of maybe other things or other reasons? So trying to analyze your fault, trying to analyze your negative side and accepting that side and trying to overcome it or trying to adapt it to the betterment is the next step you should do in order to have a better future. If you accept your own fault and if you try to correct it, so in the long run or in the future relationships, you can be a better person. So if you don't try to acknowledge the problems that you had right now, so it is going to stay there forever. So rather than ignoring the problems, rather than ignoring your negativity or the negative side, try to accept it, face it, and try to adopt it in the better way. So that is going to help you in your future relationship. Otherwise, the dilemma or the trauma that you are facing right now for your negativity as well, that is going to haunt you for the future too. In the relationship, if you are on that side who is not liable for the heartbreak, who is not liable for the breakup or anything, you have nothing to do, you are the safe person here. So I would suggest, try to let go of the other person. Try to forgive that other person, because if you cannot forgive that person, you will carry their negativity in your heart. So forgiving is also something that is very essential here when you are dealing with a heartbreak. Whatever the reason might be, whatever the things that might have happened that has caused you a lot of harm, a lot of hurt, you were suffering a lot. So try to let go of all the things. Letting go is the best way of coming out of it. The more you will try to hold on to the memories of the negativity, the more you will try to hold on to the problems or the bad that you have been faced by the other person's misbehavior or anything. So the more you will try to hold on to those things, the negativity is going to grasp you. So the best way to come out of it is to let go. And letting go means forgiving from inside. It's not something that you are forced to do. It is not something that would be, like to show off, yes, I have forgiven that person and all. It should come from your own mind. It should come from your state of peacefulness. So do forgive, because forgiving not gives any result to that other person, but surely it is going to give you the result. It is going to give you the mental peace. It is going to separate you from the pain. Next point, and one of the most important points out of all this, is don't fall for any new person at this current stage. When you are already dealing with the heartbreak, so there is a need or there is a necessity we might feel. If we need support from any other person at this stage, we need the support to give us mental support, mental peace, or the love that we are looking for, etc., etc. But trust me, that's the worst idea. Don't go for it, because it's like a trap. It's like a trap for your own. Maybe temporarily it will going to give you some kind of peace, some kind of new refreshment in that sense. But trust me, that is not going to lead you or take you anywhere, because that is really very, very temporary. And when you are doing it, when you are really not out of your present problem or out of your present grief, and you are holding on to something new, so that person who is going to be there for you is going to be the victim of this entire situation, going to be the person who will be trapped with your negativity. Because at this present stage where you have just suffered a heartbreak, you are full of toxicity, you are full of negativity inside you. So in this moment, if you don't heal by yourself and if you try to go on with the other person, so that person is going to be the victim of it. That person is going to suffer for your negativity, and he or she will become the victim the way you have become the victim right now. So don't go for any new person at this crucial stage. First, try to heal on your own. Make space in yourself, then you can let someone in. Because if you don't make your mind a better place by your own, nobody can be there in a happy state. So by letting someone else, not only you are dragging that person to the negativity and so many negative situation further, but you are also entrapping yourself in that negativity forever. So at this point, when you are grieving, when you are sad, when you are depressed, don't go for any new relationship. It's the worst thing you will be doing. Last one, and the most lengthier one, I guess, that is to make peace with yourself. It can take different time for different people, because different people have different kind of mindset, they have different kind of issues as well. So it really differs, the time being, how much time a person needs to make peace with himself or herself, because making peace with your own self is like healing yourself. So healing can take a lot of time sometimes, right? So if it takes 6 months or 1 year or 2 years or maybe 5 years, so it's really not a big deal, because if you can heal from inside and if you can make peace with yourself, then you are making your better future. So even if it is taking 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever years it is taking, so until and unless you are a positive person or you become a positive person who is filled with positivity, don't go for anything new, because that is not going to give you the peace for the long time, but also going to give problem to the person who who is coming to your life in the future too. So rather than involving anyone else in your life, try to make peace with yourself. Learn again, try to live again. So try to shed all this depression, all this anxiety, all the negativity that you have accumulated from the heartbreak that is surrounded with the heartbreak. So try to come over it and try to make peace with yourself. So healing on your own, whatever it takes for you to heal. Different people have different kind of mechanism to cope up with the heartbreak and all. So if you have any activity in your life, if you love doing something, so just go on, invest your time in that. But yes, investment doesn't come with the ignorance. Definitely investing your time in a good way, with the acknowledgement or with the acceptance of the truth, and with the proper reasoning of the situation. So accepting everything, if you can heal yourself in the better way, so then you are a gainer. But if you go on doing the nonsense things just to avoid your heartache right now, so that is going to lead you more pain in the future and in your future relationships too. So okay, so take charge of yourself, take charge of your heartbreak. You are not a weaker person, you are a very strong person. Believe in yourself that you can do, and surely it's just a heartbreak, it's not the over of life. I know it feels like the end of the life, end of everything. I know, I have been to that phase as well. So trust me, it's nothing, it's just the amount of time we need to give to ourselves to get over this. If I can, then you can as well. Okay, so have that faith, and if you have really watched the video up until this point, then try to follow this point, and it's surely going to give you a better future, because I think you are up for a better future rather than an instant future, isn't it? So instant that comes to us instantly doesn't give us long run result, right? So rather than having the instant healing procedure or the instant healing mechanism or the instant relief, I think it is better to deal with the heartbreak right now the way it demands, to have a better future and to have the better relationships, more long lasting relationships in the future. So learn from your mistake, accept it, and grow from it. Okay, so if you have liked the video, then do subscribe to my channel. Please share the video if you think there is anyone out there who is in need of listening to these words. So please share it to that person. You can save someone's life, right? And if you have liked the video, give a like, and do subscribe to my channel if you are new today. Okay, so bye. We'll come definitely with another video. Bye.